going to read first chapter together right now, okay? Okay, so I'm going to start out and then I'm going to like to read it, okay? Does that work? Yeah. All right. So can you get, it says in the beginning. Are there? Okay, in the beginning. In the beginning, there were 36.
He's looking for the microscope.
Yeah.
There's 36 something.
So where are microscopes usually at?
In the science lab.
Yeah, labs. Yeah, science labs. Yeah. Okay. And if it's humid, do you know what humid is?
Again.
You know what humid is?
Yeah.
Okay, so humid is like hot and wet. Okay. So outside of this lab, it is in a hot, wet place. Have you ever been to a hot, wet place?
Yes. Florida.
Florida. Okay, Florida. Florida.
Very humid.
Okay. Okay. So we're in a lab somewhere where it's nice and warm. Okay. Eduardo moved his dishes. One was hidden in the dropper. Okay. So what is he doing in this lab? What do you think?
Playing. I don't know.
Playing. Okay. What?
Crossword puzzle.
SCI.
Cell.
Cell. Okay, so cloning. Yeah. Yeah. The stuff we've been talking about, right? The DNA and the clones. Yeah. Okay. Is that working? Okay. Okay. And what kind of clone is it going to be? They can do crossword puzzles.
Listen to music.
Cross.
Yeah. Who does crossword puzzles?
Smart people.
Okay. We're just good people. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah. Okay. So we're cloning people. Yeah. Cloning people. Okay. Kendra, why don't you? Let's find them.
Finally, the round out and carefully move them in the incubator.
What is incubator?
An incubator. It's like a warm lab, like environment, okay? And so like if children are born too early, they have to be put in incubators. So they're really warm and closed in, okay, so things can grow. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Why don't you go ahead?
But it wasn't all right. Father needs to.
Okay. So who is Eduardo who does he have to take care of?
Anna.
Farmer.
Children.
Anna,
And the children.
his children, and
His father.
okay. And what if he doesn't want to go to the farms? Well, what do you think about the farms? What kind of a place is that?
Farm?
Yeah. So he says he doesn't want to go to the farms. So
He wants to work at lab.
he wants to be in the lab. Yeah, he definitely wants to be in the lab. Yeah. So he works in the lab. So are the farms? Do you think the farms are a nice place or not so much?
If he doesn't want to go there, then
Yeah. If he doesn't want to go there, they're probably not the best place. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Patrick, why don't you read it?
It's what it says in my brain to make my title.
Okay. So how long have the cells been in the freezer? Longer than that. 100 years. So they're old cells, right?
they can't be as healthy.
Yeah. So pretty old cells, right? And do you think this process works? Does it seem like it works better with new cells or old cells?
New cell.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
True. Cool.
yeah, like grass, weedy grass and stuff. Okay, let's examine these calendars. Let's move. Okay. All right. So
This will be good.
We have a cow. Here's cow. Okay, we have a cow. What? It's a cow. Where's its legs? There. Okay. All
It
right.
looks like bird.
I know. I'm not good at cows. I know. Okay. So, yeah. What is happening to the cow? How is he being fed?
By chewing, it removes its jaws. Trying to chew.
No, it moves its jaw because it thinks it's chewing cow. But how is it actually being fed? It's not chewing. Isn't that true? Yes. Okay. It's got it, right? And they just kind of throw food down. Okay. Yeah. So and then how is the cow moving?
Not
Yeah, it's walking. How's it walking?
By giant metal arms that grasp their legs and flex them.
Okay. So how like an escalator, right?
Like they were walking through another field.
one is big and
So and then it moves up and down, right? So it's moving the cow. All right. The cow is not going anywhere. It is a stationary cow. Okay.
is that a fake cow or that's
No, it's a real cow.
That's very
sad?
I know. We discussed this was going to be like science fiction stuff, right? Yeah. So yeah. So it's futuristic cow. Okay. Yeah, I know. All right. So did you catch the part where it was talking about what they did with the embryo? Okay. What happened to the embryo?
They implanted a tiny one in the brood house.
Okay. So the embryo going into the cow. Yeah. Yeah, the cell with the egg and the lightning bolt. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Into cow. All right. Yes. Human went through the cow. It's still a human. It's just it is. Remember we discussed baking. You're baking in the cow. All right. Yeah. Okay. We on the same page.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, it is. It is really weird. All right. Okay. Did they dream?
Did they dream of a lion?
Dandelions. Have you seen dandelions? They're all over the place. They're those leaves that have the really white, fluffy top.
And you blow
Oh,
Yeah. Well, dandelions. Okay. Keep going.
and burrow underneath a pillar and then
And so it's not a real
wind blowing all grass against their legs. Their brands were filled with white waves from implants in their skin.
So heads.
Were they aware of the children growing in their wings?
All right. So what have they done with the cow's head? Huh? Yeah, their skull. Yeah, what they did with the cow's skull?
Their brains were filled with quiet joy.
You know what an implant is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Implants. Okay. So implant is when they put something in, right? And it's to serve a function, right? So they've implanted a chip or something in its head. It is telling the cow to be happy. Okay. The cow is now happy.
What's the difference between a happy cow and a sad cow?
And it just, I mean, would you want to be stuck in the lab on a perpetual escalator?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I'm sure the cow would want to. I'm sure they know it's weird. They might be scared. So they put something in there so the cows think they're happy and they're moving around in a field. Cows. Have you seen cows? What do cows do?
They eat grass and they sleep and then that and then they just keep eating, sleeping,
Yeah. Eating, sleeping.
walking around.
Yeah. Yeah. He told the infant. As though it could hear, the infant flexed its tiny body until it was turned towards the man. And Eduardo felt an unreasoning stir of affection. Okay. Have you guys seen sonograms? Do you look at them?
Yeah.
Okay. So pictures. So yeah, they're taking a picture of the kid, right? Okay.
Is it a human kid?
Yeah, it's a little kid. They took the Yeah, human, yeah. So this is really good. Okay. But yeah, so they're looking at the picture of this kid growing inside the cow. Okay. Yeah. Okay, how easy is it to take care of a cow? Okay. What if you had to take care of a cranky mom, a cranky woman sitting there? I would not happy. Yeah, it wouldn't be happy, right? Okay. So is it easier to take care of the cow? They wouldn't normally get a cow. Get a pregnant, right? It's sick people. Maybe for sick people. All right. I think they take the baby out the regular method. Like it gives birth to the human. Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know. Cows have C-section. Or they have to break their legs. Not that. Okay. Patrick might be going with the day. So like quick basket. Quick. You know what blunt intelligence? You know what that means? Okay. So they're taking away its intelligence. They're gonna stop its mental growth. You know, when you're a kid, you learn how to talk, you learn how to walk, your brain functioning, right? Okay, so they're gonna stop that. Okay. Okay. So did you finish? Oh, yeah, you did. Okay. Don't fix that one, Cindy said hastily, catching his arm. It's in Mateo Alafar. They're always left intact. Have I done you a favor? Thought Eduardo as he watched the baby turn its head towards the bustling nurses in their starched white uniforms. Will you thank me for it later? Okay. So what do they normally do with clones after they are born? Yeah. Yeah. They give them a shot, and what does it do? Yeah. Okay. Takes away their intelligence. Okay. But they said they can't do this one because it's in the tail allophone. But so what is going to be different about this clone than the rest of them? Yeah, it's going to be intelligence. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you with me so far? Are you interested? Are you interested in reading this? Has it caught your attention?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting. Okay. So, what you have to do? You have till Tuesday, right? Because you don't have school tomorrow, and Monday is reading day. So on Tuesday, I want you to have read chapters 2 and 3. Okay. And we'll have a little quiz. It's not very long. It's 15 pages. Okay. You have Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. You have 5 days, read 15 pages. So if you only read 3 pages.
So for the second video, I recorded my 7th-hour class because this is a very unique class. The makeup is 12 students total, and 8 of those students are not from the United States. They're from different countries in Asia like Taiwan, Korea, China, and Nepal. And so teaching that class is definitely different than my other classes because I have to make sure that I'm reaching the needs of those students because they do not know the language as well as the others. With that in mind, when I plan a lesson like this where we're going to read a portion of, in this case it's a novel that all of my English 1 is reading, I make sure that we give enough time so that if it goes slower for them, which it usually does, we have that time allotted. These students, as you saw, I did a lot of writing on the whiteboard because it helps for them to have that visual. It helps these students to have visual representation of the things we're talking about. And so like drawing the cow, and especially because the novel is dystopian, and it can be difficult for students to understand, even students who have advanced knowledge of our culture and society and our language. And so I made sure with them that I was by the board instead of by the other side of the room so that I could have the ability to draw out the concepts that we were discussing. I would also pause periodically while reading the text so that we could look at some of those words, and some of the words, that's something that they may never have seen a dandelion. And so you have to stop a lot to make sure that they are getting as many of the words as possible, because that will help them in understanding the text and understanding what we're reading and the concepts that we're getting into, because this is a novel that deals with a lot of different concepts. It deals with cloning, and it deals with fitting in society. And it's something that my cooperating teacher teaches every year. And so I'm really excited to work with that, and I want to make sure that the students are able to really understand it and get as much out of it as what they're supposed to be getting, because it is a great novel to teach, to look at some in-depth issues in society, and I think that that's important. Even though they are not from this country, because they are dorm students, so they are here to learn our culture and our language, and so making sure that they have a good understanding of some of these concepts. I think one of the challenges of this novel, which I knew going into it would be, is that it is dystopian, which means that it's a society that has tried to become a utopia, a perfect society, and they have missed that. That's the term. And so making sure that they read this with that understanding, I think, is a challenge, which is why I wanted to read that first chapter with them, because that's a lot to take in, the cloning and the cows and the fact that they are somewhere, which they're actually the border between the United States and Mexico, making sure that they understand some of those ideas and concepts. I think in the future, I did the board work some with my 6th hour and a lot with this hour that you watched. I think I would do it with my other hour. I think I forget sometimes to go through those concepts and to really map out some of the ideas, because as a whole, that class is very good at getting these ideas. And so it's really hard to gauge how a lesson's going to go from that class, because they're vastly different, because, they are all native English speakers. And so I think that I would do even more of that on the board, maybe draw a dandelion, I don't know. But to make sure they have those really good visuals in everything that I do, because it seems to really help them, and I wish that I had figured that out sooner in my student teaching. Especially, we did a lesson on Romeo and Juliet, so I think doing that during another lesson would help them to really understand what's going on, besides just taking it slower, because they are very intelligent. And so, if they knew the language as well as my other students do, they would have no issues whatsoever. And so making sure that you don't dumb down the ideas, I think, is very important, because they have the brain, they just need to learn the language. And so I think that's something that I have learned that I need to work on when teaching this class.